What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Hsu.
.com, and we're here for Disney's Frozen 2.
Yes, don't let them in, don't let them see. You know.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you. I've been working. Not many moons ago. How many years ago was that? 2016, 2015 was Frozen? About 3-4 years ago, we had Disney Animation's real big punch back into what was happening. They said, hey, you know what? Pixar's all cool, but we also own this one animation studio. So watch
Disney Animation.
This. Yeah. So watch this Frozen movie. And I remember the hype being unreal, and everyone was saying it was going to be a game changer for animation.
$1 billion.
And obviously, it killed at the awards. It created one of the most viral Oscar memes of all time, John Travolta butchering a name, but it also created one of the most popular and arguably most recognizable Disney songs of all time with Let It Go.
You know, it's fair to say that song is up there with like The Lion King, maybe Circle of Life. You know?
All right. Well, I mean,
I know that could be offensive.
I am not going to put it side to side.
I'm saying it can go to war with it.
I'm
just saying that
if
there was a war, freaking Elsa's
there's
out.
a playlist. This song's on it though, for sure.
It has to be. Even if you don't like it, it has to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, if you think about it, like this is kind of this generation's Lion King, Frozen almost. Is that this generation's Lion King? I think is a good question.
It's a wonderful argument.
Yeah. But Frozen 2, the one thing that Disney has, Pixar's somewhat struggled with, both the sequel. Now,
you know what's great though?
Yes.
That you're Bob Iger.
Yeah.
You're the Walt Disney Company.
Yeah.
Right? And you have Pixar, you own them. You have Walt Disney Animation.
And you're killing the game.
Them. Yeah, you're already killing
the game.
People
eating out of the palm of your hand.
Yeah. It's just like a billion. Every movie is just like a billion. And not only are they in, they're critical.
Toy Story 2, you got Toy Story 1,
3, Toy Story 4.
Wall-E. Well, I've been saying even before Frozen. Yeah, you're murdering the game.
And then all of a sudden you have your other animation studio with Frozen 1 doing $1 billion, and then it's like these two companies where the animators are here, like are saying, haha, we're better, haha. But at the end of the day, it's like Disney's just like, yes.
It's like the guy who has two really competitive salesmen working for his company.
That's amazing.
They're both just fighting to make him money. He's all good and happy, you know. But Frozen 2, going into it, I definitely was a bit hesitant. Of course, after the Coco short fiasco, in which 22-minute long Frozen short was like rejected by the fans, not even disliked, rejected to the point that it was pulled from movie theaters and everything like that. So,
which is crazy.
It took a minute for the people to kind of let go of the whole Frozen
They had
thing.
to just let it go.
They had to let it go. See what you did there. But it is time for the holidays. It has been a while since we've hung out with Olaf, Kristoff, and everyone else.
Hello,
from the
Elsa,
Frozen gang.
Anna.
So now I think it's time to revisit those characters. Frozen 2. Well, what did you think?
You know what the reality is?
What is said reality?
You have DC guys and Marvel guys, right? And they're like, DC people are so mad at life, honestly, because they're like, Marvel's had like 22, 23 hits.
Yeah,
they're doing like $1 billion each. If you like average them all, they're almost at $1 billion a film.
I don't know how
and people say, Marvel, it's so easy to do movies. You know, it's just the same superhero formula. And then you have DC movies, and it obviously proves that that's not the case.
They're frustrated. They're angry. Talking about recasting, just all sorts of bad stuff.
Henry Cavill being crazy. Anyway, and then you have animation too.
Yes.
For some reason, and this could be because I'm one of those mindless drone fanboys, but I can at least admit that. But I might be one of those people, but it's like anytime you see a Pixar trailer, you see it for Onward, you're like, beautiful.
I'm in. Yeah.
You see Soul,
I'm in. Soul looks amazing.
You have no soul if you're not in.
Ooh, look at you. You're already starting. We ain't even moving out yet.
About the trailer yet. But anyway, on a serious note, it's like you see these animations and you're like, for some reason there's something about the brand that their recipe is just fire.
Yeah.
Okay? Or as the young kids say, it's lit.
Yes.
Right? It's just, they're on fire. And,
Frozen 2, lit.
There's something about Frozen 2 that every scene that I saw with my eyes, every scene that I saw with my eyes, when I'm sitting in that thing, every scene was beautiful.
Yeah.
Like that horse, that's not a spoiler. That horse, beautiful. And Elsa, beautiful. Anna, it's beautiful. That new song, I don't think it's gonna be the next Let It Go.
Yeah.
I know they want it to be. They're hoping and praying and pushing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be that. But there's definitely certainly nothing wrong with it, and the Panic at the Disco version of it's nice too.
Yeah,
it's
I
it's
will
fine.
say it felt a little bit out of place at the end for me, but whatever.
But it's after the credits.
Yeah, it's after the credits.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay. No,
I don't know. It depends. I think
overall
there's a tone
though,
set.
I will say that it was a wonderful revisit. I see myself going back to the theater.
Yes.
I want to be immersed one more time.
There's
to watch
probably
this.
I mean, honestly, I think this movie is so visually enhanced, and the quality of it is so strong that I think I think most people probably miss it 80% like this first time around.
I think I did.
Yeah, I think, and that's what I think is so great about this type of animation, that we've gotten to a place where a person could go and see the movie and miss 80% of it, and then still go see the same movie and then see a completely different experience. It's unreal. I totally agree with you. The visual effects, just the outstanding look of this movie. I mean, there are numerous water sequences that I honestly was just like, that looks like real life. It's not even, because the characters aren't in it. I mean, the location, just the textures of the rocks, and it's this big river sequence, and I was completely blown away. I mean, the movie, obviously Disney continues every single time they release a movie to push the boundaries. As far as storytelling, I think this is where Frozen 2 kind of falls off for me. I don't think it is a terrible story. I think it's actually a little bit of a bloated story, but it's not like to the point where it's annoyingly bloated. But I just think if you think about it post and you're like, oh man, there's so many moving parts and it doesn't need to be that way. Because in reality, you're just enjoying your time with your characters. So I feel like, Disney, everyone sat and they had to make this really big storyline for these characters, and all it was is we just kind of wanted to hang out with them, and it's just the singing, the songs. The music, I think the music is fine. I mean, Olaf has an amazing song here, which I liked more than his song in Frozen. The summer song, I can't remember the name off the top of my head.
Which was quite funny.
Yeah, which was. And this one is great. And Olaf, of course, has some really strong moments. He redoes the Frozen movie, essentially. And it's a great sequence. But honestly, the surprise of the night, man, was Kristoff stealing the show. I mean, honestly, I was...
He had Michael Bolton vibes.
Yeah, Michael Bolton, classic music video vibes, and his song I was in tears. So I will say this, like, Frozen had me laughing numerous times throughout the movie. I think we meet a ton of new characters, which are cool and which are fun. I think the adventure that we go... I think the adventure that we go on is super colorful and vivid and engaging. But I just think in terms of how deep the content is, how rewatchable it is, I think that's maybe kind of where it lacks, just in terms of depth. Do
you think all the little girls will be eating this one up?
I think it's hard to. The problem is I think the movie's slowest point is in the first 20 minutes of the movie. There is this place that these characters try to go to, and it isn't until they really reach this place and that it really, really picks up. And it was funny enough, and maybe this is just me mixing nostalgia and what I do for a living, but the very first 20 minutes of the movie, when we're reintroducing where all the characters are, it felt like the old school Disney sequels, like Beauty and the Beast Christmas and stuff like that, or like Aladdin 2. It just felt like we were just
Return of Jafar.
We were like forcing these characters all to come back and like reuniting them, and everyone's kind of like, oh, this is the happy life that we live now. And it just felt like I immediately brought back myself to these straight to VHS sequels that they had for these Disney animated movies that weren't good. And then the movie takes a completely different turn, and you could tell that the creators had a lot of leeway and had a lot of fun with it. I think it's way more out there than Frozen 1. I think it tries to do a lot more thematically too. Bless you.
Sorry.
Thematically, this movie tries to do a lot too. I think it kind of brings in the idea of history and racism. There's this kind of Puritan and Pilgrim and Indian type of vibe that there's kind of communicating there. I think there's a lot that it's trying to do, and I think at times it doesn't all fall through with its strength of story. But I think it's an enjoyable time. I think kids will love it. I don't know if you'll be listening to the soundtrack next year like you did with Frozen 1, but nonetheless, it's a movie worth seeing. Yeah.
Gotta do it.
I ain't mad. I laughed a lot in this movie.
Yes,
I did.
Yes.
I did. So it is funny. I just don't know if I will be like, oh man, I would love to rewatch Frozen 2. I don't know yet.
We're less than a month away from Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
I can't wait.
We got Knives Out with James Bond himself.
Yeah, and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't really
Jamie
know.
Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
Then
Captain America himself is in that.
Yes. Then you have Thanksgiving next Thursday as well.
It's time, bro.
It's flying. It's already November this year. You're going to be celebrating with your family, so we want to wish you a happy
Happy
holiday.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you have a great time with your
From my
friends and
family, his family, and Sam's family, and Ken's family to your family.
Make sure to take the time, appreciate the people that are around your table, those conversations that you have, and the food that you eat.
And talk about Frozen too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then don't worry, we'll be right back because we're getting into the season. Things are just going to get better from there. So make sure you always keep up. We're going to be back talking about some stuff.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
You know, keep them busy. Doing
Always
some,
here.
Little something.
AMC Town Square.
Just all you have to do, comment below, let us know if you ever want to come.
Or text us guide 702
348-5618.
Now you know.
Love it. ChasingCinema.com is known as
The Film Lovers website.